Hey crafty friends, welcome to day 10 of the Craftoween Advent Box from Spellbinders. There are 13 different die sets to unveil daily, and each one comes in a nice numbered card. Today, the die features some fun sugar skull flowers. I will be making 2 flowers using this die, one purple and one orange. The center of the flowers will be the skulls. I have cut those out of white shimmer cardstock. I add glue to the back of the first skull and attach the coordinating black cardstock to create facial features. I repeat this for the second skull. I start work on the flower eyes. I add glue to the skull and place the flowers on top. I lined up the flowers with the imprint on the skull to help me with placement. I'm using a darker orange than the main flower for this skull. Afterwards, I add glue to the center of each of the flowers and place black circles in the center. I add glue to the back of the skull and attach it to the flower, following the outline in the center. I repeat the same thing for the second skull. This time I am using a light purple for the flower eyes. I add glue to the skull before adding the flowers. Following that with adding glue to the flowers, then adding the black circles. With this skull complete, I attach it to the purple flower. For the card mat, I have a piece of black cardstock cut to A2 size, and I will be using pattern paper. This piece is cut to 4 inches by 5¼ inches. I'm also using the Perfect Touch arches and tag set from Spellbinders. I used the 3rd largest die to cut this arch. I want to add the sentiment onto my arched cardstock. I will be using the clear stamp set from this box. I chose the sentiment Stay Spooky. I want to lay out the flowers before I stamp the sentiment. I start with attaching the stems to the flowers. I add glue to the circle on the end of the first stem and stick it behind the orange flower. I arrange the stem so that it curves to the right. I glue on the second stem to the purple flower. This time I try and keep the stem straight. I glue the flowers to my cardstock arch, adding glue to the back of the orange flower. I place it on the top right of the arch. The stem curves to the right off of the edge. Next is the purple flower. I add glue to the back and stick it to the left of the orange flower. I am overlapping the flowers just a little bit. The stem of the purple flower is straight down to the bottom of the arch. I trim off the excess cardstock from the edges of the arch. For the sentiment, I use my MISTI to keep my paper in place. And I stamp the sentiment using black ink in color Oreo from Tailored Expressions. I layer the pattern paper on top of the black cardstock. I'm left with a nice black border around the edge of the pattern paper. I'm adding some foam tape to the back of my arch for added dimension on this card. I add foam squares to the flower petals that do overhang the arch. I stick the arch to the center of my pattern paper. The last thing to do is attach it to the card base. And I am using pre-made white A2 size card bases. I fold it in half and use my bone folder to press the fold down. I add some tape to the back of the card mat before attaching it to the card base. That is the quick card that I made using the Day 10 die from Spellbinders Craft-O-Ween Box. Check out my blog for product links and more information about the card, as well as links in the description box below. See you for day 11. Bye!